Its classrooms may still be closed, but this Western Sydney University campus in Campbelltown remains open for its students, albeit under strict rules and limited hours to keep the students who do come to campus safe from the spread of the coronavirus. The university has elected to keep its library and dedicated study space open for its students who still wish to use the campus resources such as computers, Wi-Fi, printing and photocopying services. With all classes converted to online across the university's 11 campuses, a handful of students are still seen on campus using the library for resources that would otherwise be unreachable for some students at home. Although the library remains open for its students, there have been the introduction of several restrictions imposed on its students in an attempt to promote good hygiene and enforce social distancing. These changes have resulted in a new learning environment created for its students to adapt to.
First of all, the restrictions that I've seen in the library incorporate social distancing, which is staying 1.5 meters away from other people. So that includes restricting the use of the group study sessions, as well as not sitting in a computer next to another person, as well as you can't have more than one person at the same table.
Other measures to maintain social distancing have been regulating its study rooms, which were also changed to allow a maximum number of students into the rooms, but they have since been closed off from students to better enforce social distancing, all of which is regulated by campus security to ensure students are keeping a safe distance from one another in the library.
These new restrictions are good in that it stops coronavirus, but it has had a big impact on how I normally study, which is bad for me, but we have to adapt, I suppose, to this new situation.
But amongst the biggest change has been the operating hours of the library, which is now from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on weekdays, with card-only access for students who have a valid student ID card. As for the library staff, there is none. Only a lone security guard doing his best to monitor the activities of the library from the front desk where a librarian would normally sit. But it has since been determined that it's unsafe for staff to remain working at the library at this current time.
At the end of the days, we can only observe, not to enforce this social distancing rule. And it affects staff because the staff are working at home, they are not facing a student or work with a student face to face.
Chief Student Experience Officer Michael Burgess announced to students that the beginning of next semester will also remain online, with plans to keep the library and dedicated study spaces open throughout the period to help students. It remains unclear as to how long the university library will return back to normal operations, but for the foreseeable future, this may be the new norm for campus life.